series of the impact of the starting front court on the Bucks on their success so far?
Yeah, they particularly defensively do a good job protecting the paint. They've done that since they've been playing together pretty much. And then offensively, they just have an impact with their ability to just kind of dominate around the rim. So, definitely gonna need more efforts across the board come tomorrow night.
All right, next we go to Tim Reynolds.
Hey, Duncan. This whole year has been such a roller coaster, really good times, some really tough times along the way. In a strange way, has that kind of prepared you for what I'm sure the mood has been like the last 48 hours? You guys can get into these situations, but you can get out of them as well. I mean, you've shown a propensity for, coming back when things don't look so great.
Yeah, you said it. We've had some peaks and some valleys for sure this year. And like you said, it's really about how you bounce back. And we've had stretches where the kind of valleys have lingered on and we haven't been able to kind of move through. But I think particularly towards the end of the year, we were able to kind of adjust and push forward. Obviously, we're facing some serious adversity right here, being down 2-0, but we're coming back to our home court. And like you said, that I think this team has a resilience to us. And we're going to have to bring that tomorrow night. And, I think the one thing is clear is that we're all very much on the same page with what we need to do here tomorrow night.
Next, we go to Anthony Chang.
Hey, Duncan. To kind of go with Tim's question there, Monday's loss will make things look probably worse than it is just because it was such a lopsided loss. But, game one was an overtime game that you guys could have won easily. How do you keep things into perspective that it's maybe not as bad as it seems right now, even down 0-2, that you guys still have 2 home games here to even it up?
Yeah, it's a challenge, like you said. The nature of that loss, we just kind of got blitzed, and basically, from the start of that first quarter, just put ourselves in a huge hole and never kind of got back. And I think it's a combination of understanding that we're obviously capable. We were right there in game one. There's no moral victories, obviously, in this, and that we got to put it together for 48 minutes. We can't have a lapse in effort, energy, playing with our minds, all that stuff. Like we really got to bring it. And obviously, we know that, but like you said, it can't be. We can't let Monday night beat us twice in the same breath. We got to obviously learn from it, understand that type of performance obviously is not going to get it done, and move forward and just do whatever we can to get this one tomorrow, whatever it takes.
And with the way they're crashing the glass, it seems like they're sending everybody to the offensive glass. So what's the solution to that? Because at the same time, I'm sure you guys are trying to get to the other end of the court too, to get some maybe transition points if possible. Like what's the solution to kind of playing against, their rebounding scheme and what they're trying to do in this series?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I think really gaining an understanding of what it is that they're trying to do. Like you said, it's a little bit unorthodox in some possessions to literally crash everybody. So, you got to adjust there first, and obviously we've watched it over and over, and then, of course, from there it's just going to require big time efforts, and we all acknowledge that and know what it is, and know that we're capable.
Thank you, Duncan.
Sure.
Next, we go to Kobe Price.
Hey, Duncan, you mentioned earlier that everybody's on the same page in terms of what needs to happen tomorrow. How much is this being viewed as a do or die game? Not because, you guys are facing elimination, but more so because of the history in this league of teams, in the position you guys are at, being down 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, after you drop the first two, the sense of urgency, of course, increases come game 3. Whatever you want to call it, to take a look at the history or just the fact that, we have a good team on our home floor and an opportunity to play in front of a packed place and, just simply play better than what we played in these first two. So, yeah, I mean, of course, the urgency is high. It's almost, come playoff time, like everything feels like a must win in many cases. Certainly preparing like it is, that's for sure.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Next, I go to Josh Moser.
Hey, Duncan, how much is this game more about what you guys need to do versus what the Bucks are trying to do to stop you?
I mean, I think like any game, it's a combination of two, or both those things. Game planning, making adjustments, understanding what they're trying to do, and then, trying to limit it, trying to neutralize, their attacks, and understand, offensively, what they're trying to accomplish, and kind of the physicality that they're trying to play with. So, I think it's a give and take, like anything, but. At this point, we're relatively familiar with this team just in general. We played them a bunch, played them last year, playoff series. So obviously, things are a little bit different this year. But now coming into game 3, we've already played them twice. So there's pretty good clarity around what's going to be required in this one.
Next, we go to Cooper Moorhead.
Duncan, they're obviously committing some hefty resources and a lot of their defensive length towards keeping Jimmy out of the paint. Is this, I guess you could look at it two ways. Is this a situation where the other 4 guys in the lineup need to do things to loosen things up for Jimmy and help get him going downhill? Or is it the Bucks are doing this with Jimmy, now we need to take advantage of the spaces that we're being afforded?
I think it's a give and take, right? I mean, I think that obviously, they've, as you mentioned, they've made a concerted effort towards protecting the paint. That frees up other areas that I think we're able to exploit. At the same time, I mean, you guys know Jimmy; he's as persistent as it gets. And despite whatever happens in games 1 and 2, I'll never count that man out. So, I think that he's going to continue to be who he is. At this point, you can't reinvent the wheel in a lot of senses. You got to kind of make adjustments here and there for sure, but also stick to what makes us great as a team. And that's playing through Jimmy, that's playing through Bam, getting them to the rim and the painted area where they're the most effective, to the free throw line, and then us guys around them just doing our jobs. As you said, making it easier on them by providing space and putting stress on the defense in different ways. So we might get a couple actions and then get them on a third or fourth action in a possession where they become that much harder to guard.
Is this right now? Does this feel like a code you're trying to crack, or have there been examples on tape in games 1 and 2 where you see, we got somebody in the paint here, we got a good shot at the rim, we just need to keep doing more of that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've had success in spurts for sure. Game 1 was kind of an ugly in the mud type of game, which we feel like we're comfortable playing and playing in. Game 2, it can kind of almost be hard to evaluate just because of the nature of that game. But there's definitely a recipe there. It's just about continuing to be diligent and persistent. Every possession, can't let them off the hook, and understand what we're trying to accomplish. Be super connected on both ends, and just make it difficult for them.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next, we bring back Tim Reynolds.
Dunk, it's weird that I think tomorrow is like your 26th career playoff game, and it's going to be your first in your home building. With 17,000 there tomorrow night, I know what matters is what's on the floor, of course, but are you a little curious, a little eager to see what that vibe, what that energy is going to be like, and with the building kind of back to pre-pandemic levels?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. First and foremost, it's a really, really great opportunity. We might be down 2-0, but we feel really comfortable playing in this building, and particularly to have all these fans back, I think it's going to give us a boost as well. So we're just excited for the opportunity. Obviously, even coming back here, nothing's guaranteed, but we're just excited to put that game 2 behind us, that's for sure. And just come out with energy, effort, and give these fans hopefully something to cheer about.
Thanks, Duncan.
All right, Duncan, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah.